Greetings, all. My name is Brandy Oates, and I will be presenting the Martha Rogers Science of Unitary Human Beings theory. This theory brought interest to me through the way that it was presented in our text, understanding the work of nurse therapists. I was particularly interested in the metaphysical applications of the theory. The fact that it was not all science driven and science based, and that some of the factors were non measurable. So that piqued an interest in me, being that I aspire to be a nurse midwife and I'm working for a way of providing holistic care, care that may incorporate alternative medicine and Eastern medicine. So, this theory stuck out to me in that it had applications in the realm of alternative medicine, metaphysical properties, and Eastern medicine applications as well. Uh, Even in my nursing practice currently on a critical care unit, I find that non pharmacological interventions helps to decrease anxiety in patients and that they are very weary of having to take anything up of 5 pills in the morning or 12 pills a day. It does induce anxiety. It leaves them feeling helpless as though they have no control in their health. And I actually research ways in which not only I'm educating on what the medication's uses are, but what lifestyle changes can be incorporated in managing the same things that these medications are to treat. So, this theory does touch on some of these concepts as well. Okay, so here is Martha. She is born in May in Dallas, Texas. She has several different types of degrees from several different places in the United States. She got her diploma in Knoxville, which started the nursing career. But then she went on to go to Columbia University in New York. She moved to New York with aspirations to keep continuing to find more scientific based nursing practices. She was a very scientific person. She aspired to discover, research, and learn as many scientific applications, not only to nursing and nursing theory, but to general science. She was very, um, the word would be inquisitive in scientific realms. She went on to John Hopkins, and what her primary and most prestige position was at NYU, where she was a teacher, consultant, and speaker. She died March 13 in 1994. So, how the theory itself was developed. As I said, her prestige position at NYU was the Division of Nursing Education. She was the leader and director of that position, and she began a type of curriculum that was based in science. She understood that nursing had applications as a compassionate profession, where it was required of nurses to be caring, of course, but she wanted to offer a more scientific backing so that nurses had the confidence, the education, and know how in order to give the best type of care. So she took a look at the curriculum and she said, I think we can have more scientific applications. So she actually revised the entire NYU D&E's curriculum. And it was at this time during her tenure here that she started the theory of the unitary human being and started drawing on the philosophies of how environment and the human concept or person patient concept are actually one. are actually one entity, one concept that continuously exchanges amongst itself. So she had not only her experience as a nurse, but as a teacher, and then she began to be a theorist and philosopher during her tenure here at NYU. In her lifetime, she wrote 3 books and over 20 articles, nursing research and theory. The last book, Introduction to the Theoretical Basis of Nursing, it laid a foundation for several other nursing theories and concepts. She actually was inspiration for Margaret Newman's Health as Expanding Consciousness theory and several others, and that are noted in our text. So here we are going deeper into what exactly the theory is meant to represent. The picture here is of how the human energy fields, or representing the human energy fields that are interacting with the environmental energy fields. And that was the basic concepts of the theory. She believed that the person concept, as we address the nursing paradigm, was unitary. It was not the sum of the parts, but we're actually the composite of it. We are to be looked at as humans and patients, and uh, as even the nursing aspect, be looked at as a whole. And in this way, the whole can be addressed, the whole can be analyzed. As a whole nurse, you can address a whole patient, and you can see what different parameters and dimensions and aspects need to be addressed about that person or about the situation presenting. The human viewed as an integral part of the universe is saying that it is one with the universe. It is not an independent entity, but actually coexists and is a part of the universal aspects of life and non living. She felt that as the irreducible wholes, there is an exchange of energy, matter continuously. And in these energy fields are wave like patterns that allow things to be identified as unique. So there is a human wave pattern, there is a wall wave pattern, or there is a difference in patterns based off of people and the things that are in the environment. This is very metaphysical stuff, very new age almost for its time, especially. It was groundbreaking, and that no one was really talking about these type of concepts. So her point of view, as mentioned before, is that the human is, quote, irreducible, indivisible, pan-dimensional energy field. So that's elaborated on in that the whole is what we're looking at, not the sum of the parts. And the environment is in the same way, so that they are coexisting and they are able to integrate between the two. Uh, the air and the environment, the heat and the environment, the sunlight. It was drawing on even some of Florence Nightingale's aspects of how the environment and the sanitation conditions affects the human's health. So she went deeper into saying that there are some unseen things such as energy fields and wave patterns in the atmosphere that have a direct correlation and influence on the human dimension. Health. Now, health, as it's been theorized, has not been clearly defined. She puts it as an expression of the life process, which she saw as a unidirectional process that could not be reversed. So, our text, understanding the work of the nurse theorist, puts it as driving down a one way street in a car that cannot go in reverse. The process and health process, even though it is a continuum, it's a unidirectional development within the human lifespan. For nursing, She viewed that as it's a creative way of providing scientific knowledge in order to give care. So there was an art to it, where it wasn't just what you know, that's what you do. It was using what we call now nursing judgment to see which situations needed what interventions. Now, in practice, I believe this theory has helped to stimulate the understanding, the research, and the uh, deeper connection to what exactly holistic care is. It's not just I'm treating the physical or mental or emotional ailments. I am treating all these things. I'm addressing all these things from one patient interaction to another as a nurse. And in that way, you can also get a clearer picture of what additional things may be affecting what is a presenting problem, as we would say. Also, the non pharmacological intervention, she was one of the first, not only nurses, but scientists to speak on non pharmacological interventions, therapeutic touch, which is also can be seen as massage therapy, and some other techniques that can help to give overall wellness to someone. And then how the environment and the human dimensions are continuously interacting. Now that we know that how radiation affects us, um, and certain other things, we can be more cautious. And I put also the example of how a patient is on neutropenic precautions. It's not only what the patient can give to another patient by transmission of a pathogen, but also what we can introduce to a patient based off the environment. If someone is white blood cell counts are low and we bring fresh flowers, now we know that that can have an effect on that person because it's an environmental interaction of matter that is affecting this person. So the strength of the theory, and I put a picture of a star nebula here. She was very into the universe, into the cosmos. She actually made a statement about being a nurse in outer space. So she was like a far out type of girl. And she, in that way, that's what gave the strength to the theory that now there's universal applications, you know, how matter interacts with matter and energy interacts with energy around us and through us. And it offers frameworks for other nursing theories that are not so much based in scientific data, where there is a provable or numeric way of explaining it. She encourages nurses to develop in the scientific realms by giving a um, a base of understanding in how there is not only just the intangible, but she did feel like the waves and the energy fields were measurable and at times palpable entities. This is in a theory. As you can hear in me explaining it, it was not so much science driven as it was a conceptual framework. So it left many people unsure, how do we prove this? How do we measure this? What does it really mean? And because of it, the theory not giving a full role and understanding of what a nurse was or what a nurse should be or what health is in those paradigm concepts, it left some people unsure if this was even a theory at all. This presentation with what Martha's view of what a nurse should be or is. And I will read this directly from the PowerPoint. Nursing's story is a magnificent epic of service to mankind. It is about people, how they are born and live and die in health and in sickness, in joy and in sorrow. Its mission is the translation of knowledge into human service. Nursing is compassionate concern for human beings. It is the heart that understands and the hand that soothes. It is the intellect that synthesizes many learnings into meaningful ministrations. And that is my presentation, Unitary of Human Beings.